Distinguished guests, distinguished colleagues, once again, welcome to the Czernin Palais. Very warm welcome to all of you who have come in person and all of you who actually has joined us online or follow us on stream. For me, it's a really extraordinary pleasure to open the Czech-French Workshop on AI. We have been working on this event together with our French colleagues, namely Véronique, Debord-Lazaro, and from the French Embassy, with our colleagues from the Czech Institute on Information, Robotics and Cybernetics for some time, because the preparation have been influenced by the COVID pandemics, but finally we have arrived at this event, and we are very pleased to have you, all of you, on board. And I would like to pass the floor on Véronique Debord-Lazaro, who will introduce our speakers. So Véronique, c'est à vous.
Oh, I have to push. Yeah, it works better like this. Thank you. Thank you very much, Petr, for your words of introduction. It is a great pleasure for me to be here today. I would like to also take this opportunity to thank our host and partner, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, for having us here today, and all our partners for supporting us in the organization of this first bilateral workshop on artificial intelligence. I would also like to thank all our speakers for those upcoming 2 days. Thank you very much for participating. So our program is rather dense, so without further ado, I would like to move forward and introduce our speakers for this welcome and opening remarks session. And it is my great honor to now give the floor to Minister Lipavský, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Czech Republic.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, dear deputies, ministers, distinguished colleagues, and friends, it's my honor to welcome you here at the first Czech-French workshop on artificial intelligence. We appreciate the commitment of everyone who has joined us to promote collaboration between Czechia and France to advance on strategically important technologies based on artificial intelligence. Let me also acknowledge the tireless efforts of all the organizers who has worked together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, namely the French Embassy in Prague, the Inria, and the Czech Institute for Informatics, Robotics and Cybernetics. I hope that we will identify new opportunities for future joint projects. The first Czech-French workshop on AI should significantly boost ongoing Czech-French collaboration in applied research and innovation. We are going to follow up on commitments made in framework of the Czech-French strategic partnership. Its current action plan, signed by the President of France and the Czech Prime Minister, stipulates groundbreaking digital technologies and as one of the key priorities for our collaboration. There is no doubt that AI-based technologies are going to transform our economies and societies. They are impacting our everyday lives. They assist us by voice and handwriting recognition or language translations whenever we use our smartphones. Moreover, they do much more in activities as diverse as financial trading or smart logistics. It is estimated that every second European manufacturer is using at least one AI application. Therefore, AI has great potential not only for applications in advanced industry and e-commerce, but also in other areas such as in precision medicine, education, and social services. AI makes predictions, recommendations, and decisions that influence real or virtual environments we live in. Therefore, the task ahead of us is to develop and apply trustworthy AI systems and to integrate AI technologies into practically all economic and social activities. However, we can benefit from the enormous AI's opportunity only if we create smart policies that will safeguard our basic European values such as individual integrity, human rights, and democracy. We have to support advanced, strategically oriented research and help industries to prepare themselves for new, sometimes even disruptive applications. According to global statistics, most articles on the subjects are published within the European science community. We must continue advancing fast. We have to redouble our efforts and work closely together, bilaterally and multilaterally. As Europeans, we have to ensure a level playing field globally. Both France and Czechia have a long history of industrial development, technological progress, and innovation. Let us build on that together. As Czech, French, and Europeans, let us do utmost to promote a digital transformation that will modernize our manufacturing, elevate our social services, and offer AI solutions that will improve the quality of our everyday lives. Accordingly, the EC announced a plan to attract more than 20 million € per year for the next decade for AI. The Czech and the French governments have embarked on their own national strategies that complement European common initiatives that support our research, innovators, and entrepreneurs. Distinguished speakers and participants, let me conclude by ensuring you that international collaboration in research and innovation is one of the top priorities of the Czech diplomacy. I am personally committed to see to it that diplomacy, working together with our counterparts, namely the newly appointed Ministry for Science, Research and Innovation, will deploy its best capacities to support joint projects, long-term partnership, networking events, and missions. Therefore, and so, I wish the first Czech-French Workshop on AI productive and inspiring debates, and that would pave the way for an ever closer Czech-French partnership. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. I will now give the floor to Monsieur Alexis Dutertre, Ambassador of France to the Czech Republic.
Děkuji. Dear Mr. Minister, dear Mrs. Deputy Minister, and also there's Petr, the other Deputy Minister, Mr. Director, dear colleagues and friends. I have a very long speech, and basically you've said everything. So I will maybe focus on just a few points I would like to highlight and try to keep my notes apart. Maybe first of all, many thanks to all the organizers, all the participants today, because we've been waiting for this event now for more than 3 years. It was postponed because of COVID, and we're very happy to have this opportunity because, as the ministers just said, with the French and the Czech presidency of the EU Council, we see that we have true convergence in the way the Czech Republic and France approach not only research and innovation in artificial intelligence, but also the way it should be regulated to foster innovation, but also to bring safeguards at EU level. And so maybe it's a good thing that it happens now in the middle of the Czech presidency, just after the French presidency, because we've been working quite a lot to bring this balance at EU level. So I will not go back on all the implications that the revolution of big data and how artificial intelligence in the exploitation and the use of big data is, currently changing and dramatically changing our economy, our societies. But there's in fact a very big challenge for France and for the Czech Republic, as with the responsibilities we have now that we have as chair rotating presidency, to make sure that we have an EU framework which is on the one side, and that's the proposal of the Commission, and this is what we've been trying to do during the French presidency, that is will bring trust in the digital single market, but will also be risk-based on AI applications. And on the other side, again, that this framework will prevent the fragmentation of the digital single market, but will allow, for the development of applications, innovation, research. And this is really what we need to do at the EU level. We've tabled some compromise proposal during the French presidency, and now it's for the Czech presidency to try and build and bring an agreement in the Council, to get a mandate with the European Parliament, and to try and bring forward not only the regulation on artificial intelligence, but also on data. And that's really a big element I'd like to stress. We've been, during our presidency, trying to move forward the framework on digital economy with the Digital Markets Act, the Digital Services Act, and we think very strongly that it's key that the EU is able to lead in standards, lead in regulation, while, let's say, outside the EU, it's maybe the digital Far West, if I can put it this way. And we see that challenges of digital sovereignty in technologies, in ethics, in innovation with artificial intelligence are more and more the key to whether we will, as an EU, remain, let's say, a norms provider, a norm setter, or whether we will just be following what happens between China and the US, just to mention our strategic competitor or rival and one of our strategic partners. So that's maybe my first point. I will not, maybe just one point. The minister has mentioned the Czech national strategy. We have a French national strategy on IA also. We've been devoting quite a lot of investment, 1.5 billion euros, and then we have the France 2030 investment plan where we also intend to focus a lot here. I'd like to mention just a few figures. We have 81 research laboratories focusing on IA, which is the highest number in Europe, more than 500 startups, quite an increasing number. And I'd just like to have a small focus on the French tech, which is also one of the big ecosystems that we have in France and all around the world, and to pay a special tribute to Cédric Malou, but I haven't seen him yet, who is the head of the French tech in Prague for this ecosystem, which also helps connect AI communities. My last point would be maybe the focus I want to put on, and we would like to put on training, because we will not face this revolution of big data, AI, without trained researchers, students, community managers, and so on. And really, the question of digital skills and training is, in our view, key also to bringing forward this revolution in how we need to drive forward artificial intelligence. Maybe one last point, just to thank the work of Véronique and what we do here in the embassy. Just to say that we've been, of course, supporting Czech-French cooperation in higher education and science for many years. We have several tools, fellowships, and also I'd like to mention the scientific prizes of the embassy, because now they have been here for now more than 30 years, but we have a special prize in computer science and computational science now for 11 years in partnership with Atos, also to support young Czech researchers, and particularly also in the field of IA. So do not hesitate, also for the younger generation or for researchers, to knock at Véronique Debord-Lazaro's door in the embassy in the French Institute in Prague, as we are also very happy to foster the development of Czech and French cooperation in this field. I've been too long, but you've heard what I wanted to say. Many thanks again, and I wish you a very fruitful day. And I'll have the pleasure to host you tonight for a reception in the Palais Bucois. Many thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador. It is now my great pleasure to give the floor to Mrs. Jana Havlíková, Deputy Minister of Science, Research and Innovation of the Czech Republic.
Dear Mr. Minister, Your Excellency, Mr. Ambassador, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity to welcome you all today. I would like to say that I truly support the holding of this event. The topic of today's and tomorrow's workshop is vital for the modern world. Artificial intelligence is one of the 6 so-called key enabling technologies that are becoming an increasingly important part of all aspects of people's lives. I'm glad that both Czech Republic and France recognize the importance of it, and this event is proof of that. AI and its potential applications are developing extremely quickly, and we are witnessing a genuine digital revolution. An AI ecosystem can bring the benefits of the technology to the whole of society and economy, for citizens, for business development, and for services of public interest. But like everything in this world, the development of artificial intelligence has its pros and cons. It is both an opportunity and a challenge. On the one hand, it changes our lives by improving healthcare, education, transport, by increasing the efficiency of farming, efficiency production system through predictive maintenance, or by increasing the security. At the same time, AI entails a number of potential risks, such as opaque decision-making, discrimination, intrusion in our private lives, or being used for criminal purposes. It will also bring about considerable economic changes. Therefore, it is not possible to look at AI as just the collection of technologies that combine data, algorithms, and computing power. We need to check and balance the system we operate in and understand that not only technical solutions are important. We need to address the human and ethical implication of AI so that we can create an ecosystem of excellence and trust. In 2019, the high-level expert group of artificial intelligence appointed by the European Commission has defined 7 key requirements to guarantee trustworthy AI. It is human agency and oversight, technical robustness and safety, privacy and data governance, transparency, diversity, non-discrimination and fairness, societal and environmental well-being, and accountability. In all these areas, research and innovation have an important role to play, and I'm all the more pleased that this workshop is also on some of these issues. Finally, let me wish you an inspiring debate that will bring concrete outcomes and new ideas for ongoing Czech-French cooperation in AI applied research and innovation. Dovolte mi popřát vám zajímavou a inspirativní diskuzi, která přinese konkrétní výstupy i nové náměty pro pokračování už tak úspěšné česko-francouzské spolupráce v oblasti aplikovaného výzkumu a inovací umělé inteligence. Permettez-moi de vous souhaiter un débat stimulant qui apportera des résultats concrets et de nouvelles idées pour la poursuite de la coopération franco-tchèque. Thank you for your attention. Děkuji za pozornost. Merci de votre attention.
Merci beaucoup. And we will now test our technical capabilities here because we will connect to France to welcome our next speaker, Mrs. Claire Giry, Director General for Research and Innovation at the French Ministry of Higher Education and Research. And hopefully everything will work. Bonjour Madame Giry, nous vous voyons.
Good morning everybody, can you hear me?
Yes.
Fine, thank you. Dear Minister Jan Lipavsky, dear Deputy Minister Mrs. Jana Havlíková, dear Ambassador Mr. Dutertre, and dear all guests, I first want to thank the organizers for the invitation and for giving me the opportunity to say a few words on behalf of the French Minister for Higher Education and Research at the opening of this outstanding Czech-French workshop on artificial intelligence. I'm very sorry not to be able to be with you in Prague today. I would visually see that it's very symbolic that the future of artificial intelligence is discussed in such a wonderful palace full of history where you are, I think. The Czech Republic is a long-standing partner of France in Europe. After 6 months of the French presidency of the Council of the European Union, handover to the Czech Republic took place last June. Among all the challenges we have collectively to respond to, artificial intelligence is one of the most exciting ones. Our primary concern is to address the actual challenges. AI is already having a major positive impact in many different sectors of the economy and society. And because of the current artificial intelligence revolution, there are many changes that we can already see, for instance, in our smartphones or inside our cars daily. But we also know that badly implemented artificial intelligence could jeopardize its value to society. Together with magnificent promises, AI brings the rays of fear to deep changes and rejections of the progress as it is currently going. In this context that we should consider in our common work in Europe regarding not only the Artificial Intelligence Act, but also the regulation of digital giants. The European Digital Markets Act and Digital Services Act will require the digital giants to respect competition rules and take down hate speech, racist, terrorist, or insulting content and harassment. Artificial intelligence can also play a role to deal with these issues. Not only AI can also play a role to help to face climate and public health challenges. In this context, France first decided to implement its vision and strategy in artificial intelligence in 2018, initially based on already internationally recognized talents in research. Some of them are with you today, but limited visibility. Today, the French AI plan called AI for Humanity funds a network of 4 interdisciplinary and interconnected AI centers. They constitute the bridgehead of French research in AI and articulate it with the European network, particularly in the Czech Republic. These collaborations exist and are fruitful, as we will see today, but surely they could be really further developed, in particular in the European context, given the strengths of our 2 countries in AI. The French AI plan was also about fighting against the brain drain. We have funded 180 AI chairs and more than 500 additional PhD grants in AI. We have also made available to AI researchers the supercomputer Zhongzhe, a supercomputer specialized in AI that is, as I was told, a dream for some AI researchers all over the world to accelerate their research. Altogether, the global French investment in this first plan is 1.5 billion euros, among which 570 million euros were dedicated to research. Last year, based on the strength of the progress made in these first 3 years, it seemed to us that we had to complete and enrich the actions successfully carried out since 2018 with a new strategy that will be presented to you in the next session by Fabien Levoyer. This new program is part of our large France 2030 program with a strategy on AI representing globally 2.2 billion euros, among them 73 million euros for public funding research and 700 million euros for training. No doubt that this workshop will be a very great success as it corresponds to a real expectation for the French and Czech AI ecosystem. Just because together we are stronger, because together we are better at identifying and solving issues that really matter, and also because we have to make sure the world knows that AI is a European science. I want to thank you again for the invitation and wish you a very, very good seminar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much once again to all our speakers for both opening our two-day event on artificial intelligence and as well for expressing their support for Czech, French, and European collaboration in this strategic technology of artificial intelligence. So once again, thank you very much, and I would like to declare 5-minute technical intermission for the panelists to prepare themselves. So please join me over here at the podium, and we will start after this technical intermission with our program. So thank you very much once again.